And tonight, Greg, two teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. And that goes for the players, coaches, and fans.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Up of the forward spots, it's Hayward and Bridges. The guard spots are filled by Ball and Rozier. And it's Plumlee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And as long as Kuzma is able to hit jumpers, he's going to have a place in this league and cash a few paychecks.
Now here's Hayward. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. Dinwiddie kicks to Gafford. Gafford is screen on Rozier. Back to Gafford. Good, and it's Beal picking up the assist.
What a pass by Bradley Beal. This guy is an elite scorer, but don't forget about his passing skills.
Ball against Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie with the rebound.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
There's the pass to Kuzma. Ball against Beal. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Just two to shoot. Plumlee with the steal. Ball up top. He's covered by Beal. Ball against Beal. And it's Ball penetrating.
And we knew LaMelo was talented coming into the league. What we didn't quite know was how much of an impact he would make in terms of controlling the flow of the game.
Here's Beal, and he goes big with the dunk right over LaMelo Ball.
How about putting on a show? Bradley Beal, the aerial improvisation.
And great camera work showing up on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Rozier against Beal. Rebounded by Gafford.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Dinwiddie right side. Gafford sets the pick for Beal. 11 feet away. The shot misses. And Charlotte will come the other way. Bridges finds Ball. Plumlee with it. Covered by Gafford. And the rejection by Gafford.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
And here is Beal. Coming in off a 21-point game, his last outing. From about 16, that one goes in. Beal's got his second basket of the game. And so it's the Washington Wizards heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. Right back after this break. And an unlucky history of injuries for Gordon Hayward. And he understands you got to take the long-term perspective, deciding when to return.
There's certain times where it's not our decision to not play. There are certain times where guys want to play, and the coaching staff and the training staff feels like it's in the team's best interest to not play. You know, there's certain injuries you really can't play with.
And great teams are more sophisticated than ever when it comes to injury prevention.
And training staffs are now expected to anticipate risks. So at times, they'll know before the player does that there's a concern.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Washington, we've got Montrezl Harrell. Avdia out there with Kispert. And it's Holiday in at the 2. Here's Oubre after the basket by Montrezl Harrell.
And Kelly Oubre, the new face on the Hornets, was hoping to get a bigger deal in free agency. The market, though, just not there for him. Ended up with a 2-year deal in a situation where he feels he can show his work.
Smith dishes to Oubre. Bridges outside. From deep. Nailed from three-point land. Bridges got 6.
Capable of scorching you from the perimeter. When Bridges has a great look, he takes advantage.
Now here's Kispert. Defense right on him. Here's Avdia. Banked in off the glass.
Man, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Hornets trail by 7. There's a screen by Washington. Oubre passes to Smith. Rebound by the Wizards. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And guys, they walked into the arena with a certain kind of swagger, and we really saw it play out on the offensive end.
And what surprised me was how easy they made it look. Seemed like they got something out of every possession.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Now here's Oubre. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Washington, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
Excellent recognition from Kelly Oubre right there. So solid, sensing when one of his guys is open.
Now here's Kispert, covered by Oubre. Now Kispert. And the last-second attempt doesn't fall.
That's nice defense right there by Oubre. With that 7'2" wingspan, he can swallow up space quick.
And so it's the Washington Wizards heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the action from the first half, a brief overview of some upcoming games.
This string of games, it looks like there are some gimmies, but this is the NBA. You overlook a team and you end up getting waxed. Obviously, coach is preaching that up and down. Sometimes guys just don't want to listen.
Moving on now to the first half. So far, things looking good for the Wizards.
Credit these guys for coming in with the right game plan and then patiently executing it. Most of their shots that come in the flow of the offense, rarely did they take a bad shot. Good, clean first half.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you, 2 quarters in the books. You look at Miles Bridges, he's been playing really well.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, he knows they're coming for him, but he's accustomed to that kind of attention, and he's quite comfortable dealing with it.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Greg, you know a thing or two about being a floor general. It's no longer just a traditional guard role.
Not at all. Now there are point forwards, even point centers, and an offense doesn't have to run through the backcourt anymore. You look at guys like LeBron and Jokic, it's a different game.
On the court for the Hornets. Out in the wings for them, Rozier and Hayward. Plumlee out there with Miles Bridges. And it's Ball in at the 1. And there it is for him.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible, and boy, that's a terrific start right there.
That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Gordon Hayward.
And with LaMelo Ball, this team struck gold. Exactly what the Hornets needed. Great production and a face of the franchise type of talent.
Now here's Kuzma. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go. Drains it from beyond the arc. Beal's got 7 points in the game.
Well, this guy shoots it with such tremendous efficiency. Bradley Beal provides the most important thing in the NBA, and that's floor spacing.
Hayward can hit. You know, Greg, thinking about LaMelo and this team, he's got the fans here in Charlotte excited.
And Kevin, let's be honest here for a moment. The Hornets haven't had a lot of luck in the draft. Finally, they knocked one out of the park, and the fans are ecstatic.
Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Well, great decision to kick it out. Trust that your teammate will knock down the shot.
Plumlee with the screen. Inside. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
To me, this is where Terry Rozier can absolutely punish you. With the shot or on the pass and pick and roll, he's a problem.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Here's Rozier after the basket by Washington. Bridges outside. Charlotte moving it around. Rozier kicks to Bridges. To the paint. It's tipped. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession.
A split second late, but almost came up with the steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Montrezl Harrell comes in for Kyle Kuzma. Advia subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. P.J. Washington, he's checked in for Charlotte. Oubre comes in for Bridges.
And I tell you what, they're doing their best to cut down the lead with some smart offense here in the second half. Shot selection much improved since the break.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Here's Harrell, 8-point game. And Dinwiddie gets it to go on the assist by Harrell. Dinwiddie's got 6 points in the quarter. Ball against Dinwiddie. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That's his first foul.
Personal foul.
And the Hornets making a change here.
Substitution for the away team.
Eight seconds left to play in the third. Here's Ball. Buried from 15 feet out. Ball's got his second bucket of the game to go. And so it's the Washington Wizards ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. We'll get right back to the action when we return. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. We've got Caldwell-Pope. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Harrell, and it's Holiday in at the shooting guard position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Ball against Dinwiddie. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
And Holiday kicks to Dinwiddie. Kuzma with a screen on Hayward. Dinwiddie attacking. Rebound, Gordon Hayward.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. From deep Washington. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
And there's one aspect of the game LaMelo's not going to ignore, keeping his teammates involved and the offense working as a unit.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. Harrell down low. He's covered by Washington. The shot's good from Kuzma.
And he's what I call a prepared shooter. With strong fundamentals, Kuzma is a capable threat from the perimeter.
Beal's checked in for Aaron Holiday. And then for Charlotte, Mason Plumlee's checked in for P.J. Washington. Bridges comes in for Oubre. And it's Rozier in for Martin. Now, here's Ball. Bridges a screen on Dinwiddie. And it's Ball penetrating. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Passes it to Harrell. There's Beal with the three. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Hayward with the ball. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. Dinwiddie against Ball. In the corner, it's Bridges. And it's the Hornets, another three.
Just so precise off the pass. I like how Bridges prepares himself to shoot as the ball is coming his way.
Fans, time to get up on your feet and make some noise.
Wizards making a switch here. Gafford's checked in. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on what the head coach of the Wizards was getting across in the huddle. His point to them was that they put themselves in a position to succeed and that this is their game to lose. So he needs to see full concentration out of every guy on the court to finish this one off. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. Here's Ball, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's his taken third overall in 2020. LaMelo Ball is a unique player. Like his brother Lonzo, very tall at the point at 6'6", and he'd much rather pass it than shoot it.
2 shots.
Good on the first, and that narrows the gap to 7. Ball hits them both.
And great work at the line there to chip away at the lead. A few more productive trips here, and things could really get interesting.
Here's Beal. Doesn't go for him. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. Rozier the pass to Ball. Into the lane. It counts. And now they trail by just 4.
Well, the evolution of Scary Terry as a creator for others. Really nice ball movement there.
And so they foul intentionally.
Personal foul. First team foul.
We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the 4th. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for the Wizards, Bradley Beal. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5.
Well, think back to when Bradley Beal entered the NBA, just a 19-year-old young man. It did take him a couple of seasons to develop into an all-star, but boy, now as a guy capable of averaging over 30 a game, he is a nightmare for defenses.
All right, coming onto the court, make some noise for your Wizards answer.
.29 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Rozier. Money! And now they trail by just 4.
He's a competitor. Even amongst the trees, Rozier has such confidence in his ability to finish.
That's his first personal foul. Third team foul.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5.
For the Wizards, Bradley Beal. taking.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, just knocking them down from the charity stripe, extending the lead. Simple basketball.
Ball against Dinwiddie. Rozier for 3. It drops. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And over the course of his career, Rozier has really improved his three-point numbers. That offseason work on the jumper has paid off big time. You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
That's what you call slamming the door. This one is over.
Bridges for 3. Buries it from outside.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And I think the defender knows once he gets cooking, look out. The bucket looks awfully big to him right now.
Washington with the ball, and they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
LaMelo Ball. That's his 3rd personal foul. 15 foul. At the line for Washington.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
2 shots.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game. From deep. And the miss. And so it's Washington who scraped by with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on. But let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. Now, let's check out our New Balance Player of the Game, Bradley Beal.